there's no rules with how we write songs or how we perceive how songs should be. For our band, there's always some melody in there for sure. I think our band has more like sort of like angular, sort of jangly noise rock influences more than it does traditional melody. Like melodic guitar stuff. So a lot of our melody is discordant. It's kind of it's discordant. It's sort of hidden below layers of other subtle aspects of what our band is. Sometimes we let the percussion drive things. Sometimes we let the bass drive things, and sometimes Kurt's playing is just really unorthodox. But it's there, and it's apparent. We're not a band that focuses on only chugs all the time or anything like that. But there is probably more noise than melody in what we do. But it's there. It's prominent at times, and then it's really reserved at other times. I think that any heavy music that is going to be listenable and human needs to have a little bit of everything. You want it to appeal to your own sort of emotional dynamics as a person. With our band, we've always wanted to create the best possible version of what we'd want to hear and what we'd want to see in a band as listeners. Over time, a lot of that has sort of mutated into a do-it-yourself operation, and not necessarily because that's what we always wanted. It just is what it is. We figured, the best way to get the best sounding record is to learn how to become engineers, or engineer in Kurt's case himself, and so he really explored that avenue as a musician. I think it made him a better musician. It's made him a better listener, and it's made him a better engineer for other bands, and it's become an amazing resource, obviously, for our band. I went towards the artistic and creative direction and really tried to create a visual character of our band that really amplifies what the music and lyrical content's doing. We just kind of, it all just meant a lot to us. And so we just did everything that we possibly could to build the best possible version. But we do most of it ourselves, Epitaph are a wonderful resource as a record label, but they're part of the cog, just as Death Wish is another cog in it, just like the 4 band members are the other 4 cogs in it. So, we're just really happy that we have that opportunity to do it, and people leave us alone to be able to make it, and trust our vision. It's awesome. We've been working on stuff. We've done some other material too. We released a BBC 7-inch that was last year. We've been working on this like really long, kind of complicated Blu-ray project that we're just about done with. That project right now is 3 Blu-ray discs. It's over 18 hours long. So in some ways it's completely unwatchable, but in some ways it's a really interesting piece of history for our band. It kind of takes off from where our last DVD project ended, and then brings you right up to almost now. So it's a decade's worth of material of our band. We've been working on that. That'll come out this year, and we've been writing pretty consistently. We just we had a lot of stuff go on between the release of All We Love and now. Really, we toured for almost half a year right after that record was released. And then I had a knee surgery to correct some problems from playing shows and whatnot. And at the time we took, at least a handful of months off from really doing much of anything, while Doom Riders was busy and Ben was busy with Mutoid Man and whatnot. Nate had, I believe, 2 Old Man Gloom records come out since then, so we've been pretty busy. But yeah, there's Converge stuff written. There's Converge stuff demoed, and we're starting to like where things are going right now. We've never been a band that pays attention to a calendar. That's just sort of the natural calendar that's kind of occurred and happened over the years. So we just we'll see where things go, but we're hoping to continue on this trajectory. As far as side projects go, I've always felt that it's really important for anybody who's an artist or a musician to be able to just be able to have different voices. Sometimes you don't necessarily always want to be playing at full raging volume, and sometimes the musical character that is the collective of Converge people doesn't necessarily fit everything. So, in turn, Nate wanted to do Doom Riders, and he created that awesome band that has a very distinct style that's more derivative of rock influences and classic rock influences and like skate rock and stuff, more so than Converge is. Although sometimes we can kind of dabble on a little bit of that too, but it's still not quite the same. Ben is a lifelong musician. He's going to play all the time, and I think especially for a drummer, it's always really important to be able to play. It keeps their chops up. It keeps them evolving. They become just better all around. And he's had all these awesome opportunities to do tons of stuff. He's playing in Kill or Be Killed right now. He's done All Pigs Must Die, Acid Tiger, Mutoid Man right now. They just did another record. Our sound guy on this tour is actually Nick from Mutoid Man. We're all completely inbred, so it's not like one of those things where you have like these great divisions, like a lot of our projects and a lot of our things involve people that we're either friends with or we've worked with in other bands and things like that. Kurt plays with other people all the time, though. He hasn't really released pretty much anything with it, but he's recorded stuff. It's good. And the thing is that we all respect what we all bring to the table. So it's not like Converge would somehow go and dictate that all the other bands stop playing, or that Old Man Gloom will say, you guys can't do things. We're active right now. It's not the way that works. It's just it's friendly, organic, and just really natural for all of us. I like our set right now. I would say that it's like it's kind of a cliche, but it's true. It's the newest material for a band is always the most fun to play because you're the most excited about it. It's the most emotionally connected to you, whereas older songs from when you're a younger person, they still affect you. They still have some weight for sure, but they're not necessarily, you're not in the same headspace as you were 20 years ago when you wrote it. That's all, I've never been a fan of bands that throw out old songs and say, fuck that, we're not playing old songs ever again. I think that's unfair to your audience, and that's unfair to you. I think that bands have a path that they take, and they should know their history and appreciate their history. So when we can, we play old songs. Some of them we play and we go, oh, we wish we would have wrote this differently or whatever, but we were kids, and so you have to look at them in a different light. That's all. If you've been a band for a long time, you can't please everybody, and it's not about pleasing anyone except for yourself as a musician, as the person on stage that wants to, share music with people. That's pretty much it. You can't if we were responsible for the happiness of every single person in the room while we play, then we'd be up there forever or for no time at all if they don't want to see us at all. But we're happy to be on this tour, so this rules. There's a variety of factors involved in picking a set list with a band that's released a lot of records. Number one, time. How much time we're going to have to play. When we're doing a regular, tour where we're headlining or whatever, we can play for an hour and a half, 2 hours, which could be taxing on some people, but sometimes it's really fun for us. Like, for example, I remember the first show of the All We Love We Leave Behind tour in Connecticut. We played 27 songs. It was torture for the audience. The audience wanted to leave. I could tell, like, they were appreciative, but we just kept going and going. We wanted to see how many songs we could actually play that we knew, and we just did it.